Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today we join you from the Onslow County Museum and the new exhibit, Shall We Gather? And we have quite the gathering of friends here today. We're going to visit with Tyler Moore from Onslow County Animal Services. We'll also chat with Dominique Van Pelt from the Onslow County Health Department. We'll meet Tricia Kendrick from the Onslow County Department of Social Services. We'll also have an opportunity to visit with LaQuesha Cadwallader from Park and Recreation, Tory Parks from the Onslow County Public Libraries, and finally Emily Baker from the Onslow County Museum, who will tell us more about this beautiful exhibit. We're always glad to have you for Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Tyler Moore with the Onslow County Animal Services Department. Tyler, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tyler, one of the things that you all talk so much about is being responsible pet owners, but also bigger than that is the role of the community.
Yes.
And we want to really talk about, and we'll use your acronym and then you tell me what it all stands for, your TNR program, and tell us what that is.
Yeah, so something really awesome is in February is actually Spay-Neuter Month for like animal welfare section. So TNR is something called Trap-Neuter-Return.
Okay.
It is a proven method to actually reduce cat populations. There has been numerous studies on how to actually reduce the population of cats in communities. And basically what it is we have you as a community or our community organization that we work with goes out, traps the cat, takes it to a local clinic, gets it fixed, vaccinated, ear tipped, and then brought back to the same location. And when they do that, it actually stabilizes the population of cats in that area, and that way they're not growing and continuously meeting the resource demand for that area. And so what we see over time is that it actually ends up decreasing. There's been also some other things cool about this that they have seen in the humanitarian section is that, you know, the people that actually feed these cats do love them.
They do, yeah.
And so by providing this resource for these people, we actually increase the health of the cats in the area. We reduce a lot of these diseases like rabies and distemper because they're being vaccinated. And then we also see that the population is healthier and reducing, which is kind of like threefold for everything that we want.
Well, you know, this is the first thing is you all know, because in your role as animal services and there are innumerable terms, you know, there are numerous terms to describe the idea of a free roaming cat, a feral cat, or, you know, a community cat, yeah. Right? This is the newest phrase that I've seen. This idea of these community cats that do wander. I mean, it's by nature of what they are. Mm-hmm. And you want what is best for them. And oftentimes that means that you all have to take them back to the shelter and make every effort to adopt them out. But there is this huge population. And so, as you said, these are proven scientific methods. And we've all seen it, right? We've all seen the number of cats that might wander behind different shopping areas, for example. When we talk about that and the overall health of the community and the overall health of the cat, how do we as a community, how can we best help you do your job? What do we need to do?
So there's multiple options, right? You're welcome to volunteer with the organization that is doing this. You know, the biggest resource factor that we have to have is the surgery.
Right.
You know, so that's monetarily. We use a grant currently, so we were very lucky. We have been very lucky to receive a grant from Best Friends to be able to provide this service for our community. So those are kind of like the resources that we can only meet or reach. But volunteering, doing it yourself. The local clinic for Adoption First, they are taking in walk-in feral cat surgeries every Monday. Just call ahead and talk to them. That she is so much on board with this TNR effort because she also, the vet there, her name is Dr. Denny, and she really is for the effort of TNR and ensuring that we can, you know, provide this resource to the community.
So one, it reduces the population of cats. Two, it helps improve the health of the cat population.
Yes, ma'am.
And three, it's overall health of the community. And we mentioned those folks who do love. I mean, they are animal lovers and they want what's best for those creatures. And oftentimes, you know, they see feeding them as the most humane thing. But we can help our neighbors as well. How can we best help our neighbors who want what's best for those community cats? Yeah,
so if the person in the community is the feeder, there's some, you know, rules of thumb there as well for them. You know, just going into the area and breaking open a bag of cat food and putting it all down doesn't actually, you know, assist the cat population as much as you assume.
Right.
So some like rules of thumb for feeders are also going to be, you know, when you put down food, pick it right back up. You know, feed it on your property. If you are the feeder, is one thing for your community. You know,
don't go on to other properties.
Don't go on to other properties. Right. Correct. And when you feed them, pick it right back up after 30 minutes. And that's to not overfeed the population, so you're not continuing to boom that population of animals, because they'll reach however much food you put out. They're going to provide that many kitties to eat it.
Yeah.
Is a good way to consider that. So.
And also it may attract other pests or
wildlife.
Right.
Raccoons are really big for eating cat food.
Which, again, a public health concern, especially in areas where there might be the general public, not just on your own personal property, but if you're doing this on other properties, you're creating other concerns and issues.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Tyler, if people want to know more about how they can help, please direct us to your website, give us the best telephone numbers, and remind folks why February is important for animal services, and anything else you want to share with us.
Yeah, so February, like we said, is Spay-Neuter Month. So it is one of our promotions to kind of talk about the overpopulation of cats and dogs in our community. That's basically what we see the majority of in our shelter and in other rescues. So, you know, providing spay and neuter through your local clinic, through your veterinarian, you know, at the same point is so important for your pet and in the health of your pet. And then for any additional information, we have our TNR efforts on there, and we have spay-neuter efforts on our website at Animal Services for Onslow County.
Very good. And we want to remind folks where you're located, as well as the best telephone number to reach you.
Our address is 244 Georgetown Road in Jacksonville, and our phone number is 910-455-0182.
Well, Tyler, thank you for everything that you all do. We know ultimately you have the best in mind and hopes for the well-being of our pet population here in Onslow County, and we are grateful for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Dominique Van Pelt with the Onslow County Health Department. Dominique, it is always so good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, February is the month of love, but it's really all about the heart, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And we want to talk about what you do as a public health educator to make us all healthier and happier and reminding us things that are heart-healthy behaviors that we should all think about. So the first thing I want you to tell us is, what are some very practical beginning steps that we all want to do for a happy, healthy heart?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you know, February is American Heart Health Month. It's very important we take different steps to reduce our risk of heart disease. So different ways you can do that is by increasing your physical activity, making sure you're maintaining a healthy diet. So you can do that through incorporating fruits, vegetables, whole grains, dairy, protein, all of the great different food groups, making sure that different ways you can do that as well, such as limiting processed foods like salt, sugar, all those things that we love but might not be too great for our bodies. You can also reduce risk of heart disease by limiting smoking, limiting alcohol intake, and improving your quality of sleep, just making sure you're getting all this necessary sleep that you need.
You know, I think that that's the sneakiest one, right?
It is.
You know, it's easy to say, oh, oatmeal every morning for breakfast, right? Green tea. We know we know those, but that hard one, that tricky one is sleep, and we don't always make that connection between the importance of a good night's sleep and, you know, the idea of sleep hygiene, right? Preparing and sleeping. But you all go so far above and beyond just sharing the information. You have programs and classes and workshops and all kinds of resources. Talk to us about your team at the health department and how you all reach out to the community.
First off, shout out to our community relations team. I absolutely adore my team members. So we promote a lot of different programs, one being Healthy for Life. That is a class that is open and free to community members that teaches a lot more about the nutrition aspect that we first discussed. So doing things like reviewing healthy recipes, how to make those, how to shop on a budget to make those recipes. And nutrition labels can be really intimidating. So that's where we can learn more information about how to kind of dissect a nutrition label so it's not so scary.
Right, you pick up that box and you're like, oh.
Absolutely, it's like a foreign language.
Yeah. I can't pronounce that. Should I eat that?
Right.
Now, you also, when you all talk about all of these wonderful heart-healthy behaviors, no, it's hard. Like you all are not pretending that we're gonna just all jump in there, but you give those sort of incremental ideas as well, that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Absolutely.
So talk a little bit about the baby steps we can do. You know, when you talk about changing out your diet, we're not all just going to be vegan immediately.
Correct.
But there are little things you can do, right?
Yeah, so it's really huge to keep in mind sustainability. So some things you can do going hand in hand with physical activity and nutrition. So with physical activity, instead of, getting right to work and getting right inside, maybe parking the car a little bit farther to getting a few extra steps, or instead of taking the elevator, taking the stairs. So different things like that. When it comes to nutrition, different things like healthy food swaps. So maybe you really enjoy desserts, so maybe including a healthier dessert, such as making muffins. We just did this recipe not too long ago where instead of using all the classic muffin ingredients, we used applesauce as the base because that actually promotes heart health as well.
And what about just when we talk about that sort of sustainability idea is also that baseline, right? How important is it to get that initial checkup, get all of your information, and create that plan with your physician?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you have questions and you're going through your own personal health journey, you definitely want to check with your primary care. And that's why the health department also has other healthy programs that can support you along that journey.
And we've seen the success rate, right? You have that data, you have those measures in place. Talk a little bit about what your clients and patients have said to you all when they've participated in those programs.
Excuse me.
No.
So a lot of our programs, we're all about sustainability. So it's not like we're going to have just one session and we're going to say like, okay, you're good to go, kind of write it off. But they're long-term programs in the sense that we have a diabetes prevention program where you learn all the things to prevent type 2 diabetes. And that program is a year long. And there's other programs that we have. I've had conversations with different clients, if you will, that have said, you know what, I actually wasn't even aware that after checking out my blood pressure and things things like that, I didn't know that I needed to be on medication. So a lot of it is incorporating the education piece of it, which promotes awareness, then turns into actionable steps in their life.
Now, we talk about the role of the individual, you know, taking those steps for ourselves, but what does that mean for the community at whole?
Yeah, so it means just really taking home that education, and when we're telling you to do something, do it to where it fits your lifestyle best. So taking all those tips and tricks and incorporating into your lifestyle however you see fit, and whatever makes you most comfortable to make those changes.
And then when we're healthier and making those choices, it's our family, and there's sort of this Doppler effect, right? It goes out and out and out.
Absolutely.
And we influence those who are around us. I have to say, when you gave a shout out to your team, I've never seen a team like yours that practices what it preaches like you all do.
Thank you.
Anytime we go over to the health department, anytime I'm at the CHS building, you all are out and about, you're walking, you're so engaged with one another, and that spreads out to the community as well. So your enthusiasm, I have to just say, Dom, the enthusiasm that your team has is absolutely, in the best possible health department way, contagious. So thank you.
See what you did there.
So it is. I mean, you all really do practice what you preach. If folks want to know more about all the things that you've shared with us today, how's the best way to find out?
Yeah, so you can contact our community relations team. Email us at community_relations@onslowcountync.gov. You can also call the Onslow County Health Department at 910-347-2154, or you can stop by at 612 College Street, Jacksonville, North Carolina, 28540. I want to do one last plug.
Absolutely.
It's for our, I'm so sorry. It's for our CPR trainings. So in the event that there's an opportunity, or not an opportunity, there's an event in the community where you need to perform CPR, we do offer trainings that way you can get certified for that action. Those trainings last from 3 to 4 hours. We do those in person, and some of them can be modified to be partially online as well, but we like to see that you can complete the actions properly in person. They range from $75 to $95, and the certification lasts 2 years. So those trainings are really helpful because they provide you with different abilities to provide those life-saving measures if need be.
You know, again, people, when we think about public health, by providing these classes, you're extending your reach, and the community is assisting their neighbors as well, in much the same way that you do. And it's so important that we all are there to assist one another. The last thing we do want to talk about, while we might be, you know, in the doldrums of winter, we should have all gotten our flu shots by now, but just a quick reminder, Dom, about the importance of getting those flu shots or boosters that we might need, because we've still got a few more of those yucky months to come.
Yeah, thank you for that. So we still want to make sure that everyone is on top of giving their flu vaccine. Again, you can call the health department to set up an appointment at 910-347-2154. We would rather prevent getting respiratory illnesses this winter.
Fantastic. Onslow County Health Department does so much to keep us all healthy and well, and we are grateful that you are here to share that story.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is a new friend to Onslow County Today, Tricia Kendrick with the Onslow County Department of Social Services. Tricia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Well, we're going to get to know you, learn more about your role with economic services, and the Department of Social Services efforts to really reach out to the community and share what resources you all have. So the first thing I want to know is, how long have you been with Onslow County, Tricia?
Almost 4 years.
Very good,
Yes.
Excellent. And always with the Department of Social Services?
Yes.
And we want to know sort of a real understanding of economic services. You know, DSS is a multifaceted creature. We look at that big building and we think, what is there? I mean,
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Mm-hmm. And you all serve our community so wonderfully because you have people like you there. And so talk to us about sort of the mission of economic services, what your real role is.
Economic services exists in Onslow County to help fill the gaps that people are experiencing. Especially these days, it's hard for everybody. People you wouldn't necessarily think, your neighbors, your friends, they need help, and we're here to provide that. Economic services helps with the food stamps program. We have energy programs, Medicaid, child care, emergency assistance, work first programs. We try to fill the gaps in all of those areas.
And you know, we never know, as you say, if our neighbor might be struggling, might be having challenges, and we never know when that event in our life might cause that to happen. And so you all, as you say, fill that gap, but you're going one step further because, again, we talk about that great big building on College Street, but not everybody can make it there. So you all have actually made a plan and are currently going out into the community. Talk about your outreach efforts and why that's been sort of a new direction for you all.
It is. Outreach is something I'm very passionate about. I actually was the first outreach worker through economic services. I started at the Onslow County Main Library in Jacksonville on Doris. I started there a year ago from this past Thanksgiving. So a little bit over a year I've been going there. Every Wednesday you can find me in the computer lab area. I have my own room in there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The guards know who I am. The ladies at the front desk know where I'm at. You come on in. I can do everything that any of the workers in CHS can do, but I'm not in the building. And that's a nice feature for some people. It's intimidating to go in there. Sometimes you have to wait a while. Sometimes your worker's not there or you can't reach them. So you can come by and see me there. We have also opened up outreach to, I also spend 3 days a week at Richlands Community Outreach, just down the street from where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We have another teammate of mine who's there one other day a week. So we are in Richlands Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's their normal hours. They are closed on Wednesdays.
Okay.
So we're in Richlands. We're at the Jacksonville Library. We have another worker in Swansboro 1 day a week, and we're hoping to reach the other areas that we're not currently in, for like Swansboro, Holly Ridge, that type of area. That's the goal, is to try to go there next.
You know, we talk about CHS is centrally located in Jacksonville, but there are lots of folks in those outlying areas, in our smaller townships. And the idea that I can come to you as an individual and speak with you one-on-one, for so many reasons, it makes that personal connection. Now, you talked about those kind of assistance programs. What are you hearing the most? Where are people finding some challenges, and where are you all filling that gap that we talked about?
Right now, food insecurity is a big issue for a lot of the communities. Energy, it's winter, the bills are high right now, and people have been struggling for a while. And if you've applied for energy programs recently, our crisis program, we are currently out of funding, so there has been a gap as well. So our LIAP program is open now through the end of March. I can take those applications in person. Again, you don't have to come all the way into Jacksonville for that kind of assistance. You can just come right to where I'm at, either at the library, meet me or Holly in Richlands, stop by Swansboro, and we're happy to help.
Now, we mentioned that you're in those places, and we know you've got that set schedule. Is it easier, better? Should we always try and make an appointment? Can we drop in and see you? What is your preference, or what works well, and what have you seen to work well?
No appointment needed. Just stop by at your own on your own schedule. The thing I found the nicest about, especially being in Jacksonville all day, is because the libraries don't open until 9. I'm at the library until 6.
Okay.
I've had a client at one point who was driving from Cape Carteret and didn't get out of work until 5. So she cannot make it into CHS, and it was an inconvenience and a hardship for her to take off work to leave early. I told her where I was. I told her I'd be happy staying if I needed to a little later. The library's open. So I'm happy to wait for her, and we got her paperwork done, and she got the assistance that she needed.
And that's going that extra mile for our community members. It's that customer service, it's that attention and heart for what you do. You mentioned how that assisted her. What are some other things that people have shared about the convenience of having you in those places?
I spend most of my time in Richlands at the Community Outreach Center down the street. They are very grateful to have someone local. It takes me 25 minutes to get here in the morning. I can't imagine someone who's also struggling with transportation issues, maybe doesn't have a working car or the funds to get all the way into Jacksonville to get to the CHS building.
Or managing children or health concerns, so really that proximity is making a huge difference in their lives.
It's very convenient. I'm a mom as well. Bring your kids in, we'll shut the door. They can be kids. I don't have a problem letting them do what they need to do while we take care of our business so that you can take care of them.
Now, is there anything that we need to bring with us? If someone's coming to see you for the first time, do you need any kind of documentation about bills or anything to show their address?
Ideally, if you're coming in for energy, bring an energy bill. If you're coming in for food stamps, you can bring pay stubs and things like that. However, we will always request those items from you. If you just come in as you are, we will let you know what we need from you and give you many different ways to get it back to us. The other function we serve as outreach workers is if you have to get documents to a Medicaid worker or to child care or even a different program, bring them in. I can take it, scan it, and send it on.
So you're assisting really creating those connections as well.
Yep.
You're that conduit
Yes.
that is helping our families in oftentimes dire straits or their most challenging. And it's hard sometimes to reach out for help as well.
It is, and from a personal note, I've been on the other side of the desk. I know what it's like to have to ask for help. It's not easy. It's very difficult, especially when you are feeling at your lowest. And you want to be able to see someone and make a connection and not feel bad for what it is that you need help with. I'm here to help, and I will do anything that I can to help you get to where you need to be.
You know, it's what they say, look for the helpers.
Exactly.
Look for the helpers, and that's you, Tricia.
Yes.
For folks who need to reach out to you, who want to perhaps give a call before they visit with you, is there a number they should reach out to?
They can call my direct line. It's 910-219-4942. Keep in mind, I am an outreach worker.
Sure.
I'm never in one spot for very long. But feel free to give me a call and leave a voicemail. I often get calls at outreach just to see if I'm going to be there. Sometimes with the weather, especially last week, we do try to find substitutes if I'll be gone. I don't have the number for outreach of the library on hand, but Jacksonville Main Library on Doris, every single Wednesday from 9 until 6. Richlands Community Outreach, we have a worker there, either myself or Holly, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, from 9 to 1.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is what you all are about at DSS.
Yes.
It's not just sitting in a big building. Nobody does that over there. No. They are busy, busy, busy. Yes. It's like a beehive.
It is.
It's what I imagine it to be.
That's a good way to put it.
And you all are out in the community as well, and this is making that connection for folks. If there's one last thing you would share about what this has meant to you to be able to do that, do you mind sharing that?
Like I said at the beginning, outreach is my passion. I want to take care of everybody, and I will do anything that I can. I've had people come in and think that I help with Social Security. I'll help you look it up. Whatever it is that you need, I'm here as a resource for you. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. That's why we're here. And we're absolutely happy to take a look at everybody's circumstances, answer those questions. We're very well trained in our programs, and we know what it is that we can do. And if not, we're always out there to look for the next solution. If it's something that we can't do for you, we will try to find someone who can help you as best we can.
Tricia Kendrick, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being here out in our communities.
Absolutely.
And being that connection.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is one of our favorite friends, LaQuesha Cadwallader with the Onslow County Park and Recreation Department. LaQuesha, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
LaQuesha, I don't even know how you're sitting still, right? Because I know you, and you are busy, busy all the time.
Yes.
And your folks there at Park and Recreation, and you are ready and rolling because it is time for the annual Black History celebration.
It is.
Celebrating the African American community and legacy in Onslow County.
Yes, ma'am.
And this year, you've got a whole new flair going on. It just gets bigger and bigger every year, LaQuesha.
It does.
Tell us about this year's theme and why it's so special.
So this year is our Black History celebration. Again, it's our third one. We're very, very excited. And the theme this year is going to be the rhythm of resilience. So we're going to honor some African American professionals that have made a difference throughout our community, whether it's an educator, a principal, somebody that just volunteers their time, mentors. We're just excited to give back to them for all the work that they've done in our community.
And you know, these are the last folks who would want to be honored, right?
Yes.
These are the folks who do because they love what they do.
Yes. Yes.
Now, we talked a little bit, this is your third annual one. You've also got a change in venue.
Yes.
So you've sort of moved, you were at Sturgeon City last year. This year you are at Northside High School.
Yes.
And you're going to be in the auditorium itself.
Yes, ma'am. We just keep growing and growing and growing, so we have to change venues and come up with different ideas to make it work for the community. But we are going to be in the auditorium, and it's going to be kind of like an award show.
Okay.
Where you get to sit and you get to enjoy some performances. Belfort Elementary School, their step team and their chorus. We're going to have a band coming out of Raleigh, the Throwback Collaboration Band. White Oak Drumline is going to come and perform. And we're going to have our Chairman Foster to come and say a few words, and then we're going to give awards to our honorees.
This is fantastic. One, I have seen that drum line from White Oak, and holy cow, they are fantastic.
They are. They're amazing.
Those students do a phenomenal job. And the legacy and tradition of Belfort Elementary,
yes.
How beautiful that they're going to be there. And then you say the Throwback Collaboration Band.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes.
so really this great variety of entertainment as well.
Yes, and we're really excited. We're going to have a speed painter to come this year, all the way from Florida.
Okay.
All the way from Florida, and he's going to paint. We don't know what he's going to paint yet, but he does it in less than 10 minutes, and it's going to be really fun.
And when you talk about a speed painter, in the moment, that creative energy is flowing around the room.
Yes, yes.
So I can't imagine what it's going to inspire.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to see what he has in store.
Now, if folks want to attend the event, what do we need to do? Are there tickets that we need to do? Do we need to register? What should we do? Or is it an open door and full house?
We just want you to show up. Just show up. Doors are going to open at 4:30. We're going to have free food. The performances are free. You just come in, you sit, you enjoy, and you get to really experience the legacy of Onslow County.
This is a tremendous event that you all have done. And LaQuesha, I know that, and I know you want to thank folks for this, because while you are out there, there's a whole team of folks helping you out, and
absolutely.
Partners as well. Right?
Absolutely. I really have to give a shout out to the NC Art Council. It's because of them that we are able to put on this event. So I have to thank them tremendously for offering this to us. And of course, our team at Onslow County Parks and Rec, everyone from athletics to finance, administration, our director, everybody's hands on deck helping to make this happen.
Well, LaQuesha, we want to make sure that everybody knows all the details and how to be there and how to participate. So give us the time, the date, the location, and how we can find out more.
Okay, so it's going to be on Sunday, February the 23rd. Doors are going to open at 4:30, and everything's going to get started at 5. So it'll last from 5 to 8:30 at Northside High School in the auditorium. And for more information, you can go to onslow.recdesk.com or give us a call at 910-347-5332.
LaQuesha, it is always a joy. We are looking forward to this celebration. Again, Sunday, we want to make sure that folks...
on a Sunday.
Sunday, February 23rd, Northside High School.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, LaQuesha, we will see you there. And thank you for all you do.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today. And joining us now is Tory Parks with Onslow County Public Library. Tory, thanks for being here as always.
Thanks for having me.
You know, February, for the shortest month of the year, seems like the busiest, right?
We always have so much going on.
And you all have a tremendous, wonderful schedule of events, starting off with the fabulous Tanya Foreman, who is a dear friend and board member here at the museum, doing a program for you all.
Yes.
Tell us about her research assistance that she's offering for African American genealogy.
So we're doing a program on February 22nd at 1 p.m. at the main branch. And she will be doing her program, and it's called Shaking Your Family Tree. So you can learn all about your African American ancestors.
She is tremendous. You know, we talk a lot about how difficult that research process can be because of that wall that we so frequently hit prior to 1870. And Tanya is just a formidable, valiant, just genealogical force to be reckoned with. So how awesome. Now, to participate in the program, is there pre-registration? Do you have space limitations? What do we need to do?
Nope. So it's pretty much anybody can come get all of your information. You don't have to register. You can just show up.
Well, it's a great way to really kick off understanding, sort of finding our own stories, and she's terrific. I'm so glad that she's going to be there with you all.
We're excited.
Now, then we're going to shift gears a little bit because this is also the month of love.
It is.
Love for our friends, and you know, the different filet love, so friendship love, and then, you know, romantic love. And you all have a lot of special events planned around Galentine's Day.
Yes.
And date night. So tell us first about Galentine's Day, which, you know, the funnest idea.
It is. So Galentine's Day will be held at the Richlands Branch Library. Obviously, it'll be on the 14th on Valentine's Day. It's at 5:30. You do have to register for this on Sign Up Genius, but we still have plenty of space open. But there will be finger foods, mocktails, different activities to do. So you can just come hang out with friends. You can bring someone, or you can just come and meet new friends.
Now, we have to say who can attend, because this isn't, you know, we do a lot of children's events. This is really meant for a little more grown up.
This is an adult program.
Okay, an adult program, Galentine's Day. Bring your girlfriends and enjoy some time together. All right, so that's in Richlands.
Yes.
And then it's a date?
It's a date is in Sneads Ferry. It is also going to be on Valentine's Day. It is also at 5:30, and you do need to register for that on Sign Up Genius as well. But during It's a Date, you can bring whoever your date is to the library, and dinner will be provided for you. I know.
Fantastic.
Nice, right?
How much fun.
So you can just come hang out with other couples and our library staff and just have a nice dinner.
Well, it's a date.
Yes, it's a date.
How fun is that? Now, last but not least, and this is something I just think is such a great idea, you all have created a short story club.
We do. So in Swansboro, we have a short story club, meaning that patrons can call and register over the phone, or they can email and provide their email address. And every Monday throughout the month of February, they will be emailed a short story. So these are for our people who absolutely love to read, but we don't have a lot of time. So you can get an email every single Monday with a story. And then on February 27th at 4 p.m., there will be a short story club reception. So those who had signed up for the emails can come to this reception, and it's kind of like a book club. So you'll get to talk about the short stories that you received and just kind of go through them together, talk about all of your favorite things.
I love anthologies. I love short story compilations.
Yes.
This is really a terrific way for folks to make connection.
I think so too.
Oh, this is awesome. Well, February, very busy at all of our libraries. But you all always have your regular children's programming and your after-school programming and your regular friends meetings and your book clubs.
Yes.
So we want to make sure nobody misses a thing. Be sure to give us your website and the best way to reach you all or connect with you on social media?
Yes, so you can find us on the government website just by clicking on the library tab. We have all of our programs listed on there in multiple different areas. Our newsletter is posted on there. We also have calendars in every branch as well as newsletters. And then, of course, we also have our social media. We are becoming more active on Instagram again.
Yeah.
So you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, and we have this newsletter will stay out until the end of February, but then our new one will come out March 1st.
All right, then we'll be ready for spring.
Yes.
Well, thank you for all that you're doing. Galentine's Day, it's a date.
Yes.
Wonderful research opportunity to learn more about African American genealogy. And finally, Short Story Club. Tory, always so much to share, and you've done such a great job. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Emily Baker, Collections Manager here at the Onslow County Museum. Emily, thank you for inviting us in. I can't believe you're standing upright because I know how hard you worked on this exhibit. We are here in the Shall We Gather exhibition, and I would love for you to share with us what this exhibit's about, and then we'll talk about some of the details.
Okay, well, first, welcome. I'm excited you're here and you get to see everything. Our viewers get to see everything. Shall We Gather is an exhibit about the history of worship in Onslow County. So where did people go and have religious gatherings and ceremonies? So it's really about the story of people here and why they wanted to and where, and the love that they have for their churches.
Well, you know, the exhibit has been a conversation here at the museum now for several years. And tell us about sort of the jumping off point for the exhibit, and then how it has really grown.
Yes, very much so, and it's continuing to grow, if I do say so. So the starting point really was the donation that we received from Sandy Run Missionary Baptist Church. They obviously had some damage during Hurricane Florence, and they ended up donating one of their stained glass windows and a deacon's chair that survived to us. And it's just obviously very beautiful, and that kind of was the starting point to say, hey, we have all of these other things in the collection, and this is just so beautiful, we don't want to hide it away. And so why don't we do an exhibit about places of worship? So that really was the starting point for this exhibit.
Now, as the word got out about the exhibit, and we've been talking about this now for about a year.
Yes.
What has been the response of the communities of faith? And we should say it's all denominations,
yes,
right?
Everybody. And that's what I was saying earlier about the love that people have for their place of worship. It's just been astounding to see all of these different people come and want their story told. And it's just been fantastic to be the recipient of that, and to have, it's people, this is very personal to people. And by them loaning us these things for this exhibit is, I think, very rewarding.
Now, I won't ask you to pick a favorite because, picking a favorite artifact is like picking a favorite child. But what are some of the things that have stood out that people, as they came in, sort of took your breath away?
Well, I could say the things that are currently behind us. So obviously the pulpit here and the two choir robes, because when visitors come around the corner, that's going to be one of the first things that they see. And they're obviously very beautiful. The color is just fantastic. And we have pops of color all throughout the exhibit. Obviously, we have a piano over there in the corner. And of course, like I mentioned, Sandy Run stained glass. We have more than just Sandy Run stained glass. We have a couple of other windows that are just beautiful to look at. So lots of eye-catching pieces for sure.
And you know, the idea that people entrusted the museum with these items
Yes.
Says a lot as well about this place as a storytelling location.
Very much.
With the exhibit, you mentioned early in the conversation that it's going to continue to grow.
Yes.
And talk about why that has been a decision with this exhibit to continue to add artifacts throughout the tenure of the exhibition.
So obviously, Onslow County, we're a good-sized county. There are a lot of places of worship in Onslow County. So obviously, when we first opened this, there's just so much that we have already that we can tell the story of, but there's no way that we can encompass everybody.
Right.
So the goal is that hopefully more people will see this and will say, oh, well, we want our story told. And hopefully they'll bring us their histories, photographs that maybe we can scan and then add that to this exhibit. So we have more of an all around and represent everybody that's here.
And that's already happened. I mean, the exhibit's been open just a couple of days, and what have you seen?
Already, we've had more church histories and photographs walk in. We've had a couple of different phone calls about more items, potentially another window. That's something we've got to figure out, like, do we have this space, and how can we make it happen? So it's just, I think this is just going to happen for as long as this will be here. And two, it's a good thing for us to have these church histories, because that way we'll have them in the research room so that if anybody ever down the road, hey, there was this old place, church, I want to know more about it, we can pull that from this exhibit, which is fantastic.
And you know, and that's happened, right?
Yes.
Like you're not saying maybe that might happen. That happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So the last thing we want to find out is this exhibit's just opened. How long will it be open?
So it'll be open until June. So plenty of time for people to come and visit and see.
And to learn more about it, what's the best way?
You could easily just call us. Our telephone number is 910-324-5008. Or you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram, Onslow County Museum, North Carolina. Any kind of events that we're going to be having, we're going to post there. So, and any kind of updates to the exhibit, we'll definitely put on there. So those are the best places, I would say. And then also our website, Onslow County Museum. Just type it in. We're the first thing that comes up.
First thing that pops up. Well, Emily, this is just a beautiful exhibit. It has been a labor of love, and that shows. And thank you for telling these stories that are so important to people.
I'm glad to do it. Happy to.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today, and a very special thank you to each of our guests: Tyler Moore, Dominique Van Pelt, Tricia Kendrick, Emily Baker, LaQuesha Cadwallader, and Tory Parks, all who brought their heart with them today to share what they love and what they do for our citizens here in Onslow County. We invite you, as always, to learn more about what Onslow County is doing. Visit our website, follow us on social media, listen to our podcast, and of course, continue to follow us here on Onslow County Today. We look forward to seeing you next time.